As Samuel L. Jackson would have said in Jurassic Park, hold on to your butts. Because this is going to be one of the hardest courses you have to take. It's not going to be very exciting, and you're probably not going to be very interested in it. But everything relates back to theory. It's always going to relate back to self-care, productivity, and leisure. So, hold on to your butts.
Hi first years. Theory can be really dry, but it is really important, and right now it may seem like it makes absolutely no sense and that you will never ever need it, but by the end of year 2 you will see why you need it and you will wish that you had your theory course again. So pay attention, keep it in your pocket, and keep all your notes.
I think theory, you don't realize how important it is and how much it impacts your life until you turn around one day and realize that everything you're talking about is from an occupational perspective, and every time you talk to someone you're like, oh, occupational justice, and it really just takes over your life in a good way, so you will forever be changed from doing this program.
Right now you're probably feeling super overwhelmed because Brenda's throwing $5 words at you that you don't know what they mean yet. But don't worry, you'll learn. And they all kind of sound the same at the beginning, but you'll figure it out. You guys are smart people.
Theory actually is important. I found when I was in Brenda's theories course, I didn't really understand how important theory was, but when I went to my first fieldwork placement, my preceptors expected me to know about theories, and they wanted me to make some of my learning objectives around theories, and they wanted me to be able to explain theories to them and how our clients would fit into those theories. So it is really important, especially when you get to fieldwork.
It might not seem as relevant at first, but when you get out into your fieldwork placements, you're going to realize that a lot of what you do for assessments and interventions is grounded in the theory.
So for me, theory was important just because it gave you a broad understanding of what occupational therapy is and how it can be applied.
Theory can be really dry.
Theory can be dry.
Theory can sometimes be dry.
Although the assignments sometimes were a little bit tedious, it was really helpful in integrating the knowledge and how it could be used in practice. And looking down the line when I was actually doing my placements, it kind of all comes together. Especially with the MOHO, it could be a little bit complex understanding it in class, but once you start going into practice and understanding individuals like on a one-on-one basis, it actually does help.
Because it guides you in your practice, it reminds you why you're doing what you're doing, and helps to frame your thinking around what you're doing.
But still having that as your guiding principles kind of to do your interviews, and you make sure that you don't miss anything.
It's good to go back and read through your theory, and it'll help you justify some of the decisions that you make, some of your clinical reasoning skills.
They use the CMOP-E a lot.
So there's OTIPM and CMOP-E and the ICF and MOHO.
Is the CMOP. I use that too. Yeah.
Advice would probably to keep up with your reading.
But our advice really is to do your readings.
Actually do your readings, because that's actually helpful. Look at the diagrams. Diagrams are key.
Do your readings, but don't kill yourself doing your readings.
Really challenge yourself to think about yourself in practice and how you might use it. Don't just do the assignment for the sake of doing it. Try to see what you'd be doing in practice yourself, and ask questions. No matter how hard MOHO gets, keep on asking questions. And that would be my advice.
Pay attention in class and really have a clear understanding of these models and theories before you get into practice, because you will be expected to know how to use them. So if you're not quite getting it, kind of seek advice from your professors or someone else in your class who has a better understanding of it before you fly away into the real world.
It's not like an undergrad, like this is information you're actually going to be using in your career, so it is very important to pay attention.
Just make sure that you understand the models and that you know how to apply them. I found it really helpful to try and put myself inside a model before I applied it to the case studies, because I know myself better than I know this imaginary client or any client that you see in field work. So yeah, just keep swimming, guys. Keep swimming. You're almost there. 22 months will go so fast.
So it's good to get a handle on it now and to understand some of the different principles that are in each theory.
It's important.